American Eagles. This is the typeset. These are proof. Do you see much of those, Tim?
More than we have ever seen before. All the coins in there are, I believe they're all Franklin's.
Would you end the Fed?
End the Fed.
Oh, come on.
That, let me
In
put
a
it this
heartbeat,
way.
right?
I would.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
Oh, well, I'm still here.
Yes, that's good. That's good. We're with somebody in the shop that is wearing an interesting hat. How you doing? Can I see the hat? Show the hat. There it is. Okay. So you buying or selling today?
Selling.
I see what you're selling here. American Eagles. This is the typeset. These are proof. Oh my goodness, they're beautiful. Do you see much of those, Tim?
More than we have ever seen before.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't want to sell them?
Nope, I didn't want to sell them.
No.
You know, you got to pay those taxes.
Oh man. How often have you been up to Tim's?
The first time.
What state are you from?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Okay, you wear that in Massachusetts.
Occasionally.
You ever run into problems with that hat?
I've run into a few problems. There's a lot of fools out in Massachusetts.
What brought you up here?
Yankee stackers. But I knew I was coming up to a good state, so I wore it today. So
Yeah, and I love the T-shirt too. Can I take a quick? Faith over fear. Jesus, love that. Very cool. Very cool. So what's gold up to right now, Tim? As of this video?
Just over 23.
yeah.
Wow.
It was just about 24 the other day.
Isn't that incredible? The volatility.
I mean, everybody has a different opinion. Nobody seems to know what's going on.
They just don't
And, you know, they're trying to anticipate the Fed. I mean, why? Why do you try to do that?
Because our economy is Fed-driven, Tim.
Well,
Our fake economy.
Yeah, well, that's, and depending on who you talk to, the economy is doing really well or it's in the tank. You can't add, 500,000 auto workers who are not working on electric cars because they're more or less modular and they can be put together by robots. And then you can't let 9 or 10 million people come across the southern border who are looking for jobs. I mean, they're absolutely collapsing the job market, and it's intentional. You know, it's now we have a president who wants to import refugees from the Middle East and offer them a path to citizenship. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, it's like a bad novel. Hopefully there'll be some college professors looking for jobs soon.
You know, I was watching a video of one of my favorite presidents, Ronald Reagan, speaking to people during the protests of his time, and boy, did he let them have it.
I would like to propose that the issue is that on the campuses, you who are adults, you who are entrusted with those young people and their guidance, have a responsibility to make it plain to them from the very beginning that you yourselves do not tolerate the kind of conduct that has led to the burning of Wheeler Hall. All of it began the first time some of you who know better and are old enough to know better let young people think that they had the right to choose the laws they would obey as long as they were doing it in the name of social protest.
The Communist Manifesto is too deep for most college students today. I mean, they get lost after the first chapter. And all they'll remember is workers of the world unite. That's all they're going to remember.
They're brainwashed.
But it was, the Communist Manifesto was childishly written, and the Russians had to revise the concept several times and kill a lot of people off before they could adopt their version of communism. But according to these students, it applies today. I'm not sure how, because it didn't apply in 1848.
They don't know the history.
They don't know about anything. At least one or two channels are talking about the funding for these rioters. I mean, the funding comes from Iran. Very expensive flags, very expensive tents, It comes from the Open Societies Foundation, which is rapidly becoming just a terrorist organization. I'd like them to, they call me, discuss it, and you tell me where you're putting the money, and I'll tell you what the connection is. And there's discovering that more than half of the people who are out there protesting are not students from that college. Well, duh. Okay, I do want to, maybe suggest that people don't keep sending money to these colleges until this stops. I know one person who stopped giving money to his college.
I think they should stop sending their students to these colleges.
Well, I mean
first.
that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. I mean, if you want your child to learn something at Columbia, maybe you should consider another school.
So, how long have you been stacking?
Oh, I've had that for 12 years. I've got a ton of silver, a little bit of gold, I'd rather have the gold, though. It's prettier. But, I've been stacking for a while, figuring this day may come. I'm no spring chicken anymore, so.
Continue after this, do you think?
Oh, yeah, if my stocks ever come in, but I'm not too sure about that. Man.
Yeah, the market's rather frothy right now.
Frothy, it's criminal. I mean, it's criminal. Look what they're doing to Trump. It's insane.
Tim was thinking about running as a VP, but I don't know if he's going to follow through. They've asked.
I don't think I'm on the list.
Would you end the Fed?
End the Fed.
Oh, come on.
Let me
In
put
a
it this
heartbeat,
way:
right?
I would reduce the Fed's influence on the dollar. But then again, I would make sure that Congress doesn't overspend the way they have for the
How
last.
do you stop them from doing that? Those people are
Well,
nuts.
when Trump was in there, he said to Nancy Pelosi, he said, "I'm not going to sign another bill that doesn't have funds for the wall."
Right.
Okay, and she goes, "Okay."
Yeah, exactly.
And there was more pork in that bill that had funding for the wall. It's just, and how do you challenge it? The only president in our history who had a line item veto was Bill Clinton.
He did?
Yes, the 5 Democrat senators went to the Supreme Court because that's the job of Congress. It's not the job of the president. And the Supreme Court says, well, who's the injured party? And it can't be Congress.
Right.
All right, so they founded an injured party, and I believe it was Rudy Giuliani. And they convinced Giuliani, I think, and I'm not sure of the full story because I wasn't involved. They basically said, Clinton is going to start using that line item veto against New York because Giuliani was running for senator and Hillary Clinton was running for senator. And so they had their injured party, and the Supreme Court negated the line item veto. Mm-hmm. Clinton did use it 88 times, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, I never knew that.
But that's how he balanced
I
the
didn't
budget.
know Rudy was running for Senate. They took Kennedy out. I figured everybody would back off after they did that.
Yeah.
Well,
the fiscal policy is what really starts the ball rolling. We're spending far too much.
It's incredible.
But then the monetary policy after that feeds the fiscal policy. The Federal Reserve prints the money for them to keep going and going and going.
There's so many congressmen who vote for unnecessary things. They think it's their right to fill their pockets, and that needs to be stopped. It's bad enough that we have crooks who steal a lot of money from people, and they get it laundered in a foreign country and then feed it back to congressional candidates. I'm not going to name any names, but you probably could figure that out. That stuff goes on all the time, and it shouldn't be. And they need to get a handle on lobbyists and the perks that they turn over to people. Anything that smells illegal should be treated as if it is illegal. Unfortunately, there are way too many of them who are there to fill their pockets. And they should be able to pass a test. Here's the test. You vote for a bill, you better damn well know what's in the bill, because there's a guy up there in New Hampshire who may call you on the phone and ask you to explain why you voted for the things you voted for. And hopefully in every state there are people who are right now picking up their phones and asking their congressman if he can explain what was in the last bill he voted for, because most of them can't. They never read a bill. And that needs to end. You know, if you want to go to Congress, you better be there to serve the people. And I hope that this next election will be throwing some of these useless people out of there.
There won't be anybody left.
Including...
They'll all be gone.
Oh,
You enjoying your first trip up here with Tim?
This is how I've always felt. That's why I came up here. I saw you guys on the YouTube and said, I got to be there. I mean, somebody came all the way from Mississippi. I come all the way from Mississippi. I can at least come from Massachusetts.
Not too many months ago, we had someone from Alaska.
Really?
I've had a guy drive up from Texas. Yeah.
Wow.
Tim from Mississippi was a classic.
Oh man, that's a tempting set.
I just didn't think he was going to take them. I figured I was wasting my time, but I was wrong.
Well, lately I'm easily separated from my money.
Me too. It's called taxes.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You guys have a great day.
Take care.
It was a pleasure doing business. I'll be back up, sure. Hopefully to buy some, though, the next time.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you very much.
What is this that we're looking at?
Well,
A guy named Tom?
Yes, he's a Yankee fan, and he is working in the racing world, I guess is the best way to put it. This thing he sent me, which I really appreciate. Haas is a Formula One team. It's the only one from America that they have in Formula One. That, I believe, is Pietro Fittipaldi, who's a reserve driver. That's Gunther Steiner. He's very famous. If you ever watch Drive to Survive, he was the star. Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hulkenberg. Okay, these are their current drivers. Okay.
Tim, you called him a Yankee fan, but I think he's a Tim fan.
Well, he's definitely a racing fan.
Oh, okay.
And a couple of Ford shirts. He was working with Stuart Haas Racing.
Oh my goodness.
And this is another. You see, I know all the old drivers in NASCAR. I don't know anything about NASCAR anymore because all the old guys are gone. But Kevin Harvick was one of my favorites. He was an excellent driver.
This is really special. I love the hat. Wow. What do you want people to do when they're ordering from you? Just give it to us straight.
Well, first of all, I need all their shipping information.
Okay.
And a phone number would be really handy.
Uh-huh.
And just a short description about what they're getting.
Yeah, specifics, right?
Sometimes I get a check and I can't find any notes
Yeah,
that I got from talking to a person.
So have a heart. Show your love for Tim. Give him what he needs when you buy from him. But that guardhouse box, is that for sale?
All the coins in there are, I believe they're all Franklin's.
Oh my goodness, a complete guardhouse box. I know what it was like for me to fill my $50 guardhouse box. If you're interested in getting one filled, all ready to go, a great barter box, these guardhouse boxes are awesome. These are all Franklin's. Yeah. If you're interested, definitely check out the description of this video. I think this is a great way to go. You could buy it all at once, all complete.
You could.
Awesome.
But I need those coins to put in a bag to sell to people.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Why do you think I bought them?
Well, before Tim can take the $50 out, man, this is your chance. You can get some. I love the box, though. It really is nice to be able to store your constitutional silver in a nice, complete box like that. But while there's nobody in here, it's quiet. Mm-hmm. And silver has dropped below $27 an ounce. I'd love to get another roll of silver dimes.
Okay.
All right, let's do
it. You
it.
think the price is going to change for some reason? Yes.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Oh, anytime.
All right. Almost Homestead. Look at this, guys. Isn't that hilarious?
It's pretty good.
That one is for your safe.
Oh, it is? I could scare crooks if I put it on the inside.